Welcome back, Chronics, and thanks for joining me. Today we're just talking about some POTS treatments. This doctor adds some information that I feel would be extremely helpful to us. Again, I watched a presentation from Dysautonomia International, Dr. Satish Raj, and he is a professor at the Medical School of Calgary. Quick review of the basics. So, when we stand up, about half a liter of blood comes down into our extremities. This is not a problem for normal people. Whereas with us, we stand up and our body's like, "What you doing?" So he knows that all the problems start from the blood not being able to get back to the heart. You can see it on some of us, blood pooling in the legs. What he did was look at the fluid shifts that happen in POTS. He was basically able to measure with these very futuristic sensors where the blood goes to when we stand up. And it's a little bit surprising because, as we all have been told, to wear compression stockings from our knees down. In this study, it shows that the least amount of blood drains down to our legs opposed to our upper thighs and our abdomen. So yeah, we're not compressed enough. Or if we are compressed enough, we're not compressed in the right places. He basically recommended if you wear anything, it should be abdominal and thigh compression. Something like this. Obviously, for those of you who already have blood pooling in the legs, I would keep using those compression stockings and just add this in and see if it helps a little bit. So we know taking sodium increases our blood volume. He also talked about the water to salt ratio, and I don't know about all of you, but I'm way off from what my genetic doctor told me. This is what works the best. He recommends drinking 3 liters of water a day and 8 to 10 grams of salt. I've been drinking about 2 liters a day with 2 to 3 grams of salt. I'm gonna up that and see what happens. This is the kind of stuff I hear and I'm like, what? He also had a great idea how to organize our salt for the day to keep it in a little Ziploc bag, just so you know where you're at with your salt intake. The last thing he talked about was exercise to help us control our symptoms. Most of you are like, really? Because we have exercise intolerance, so why would we want to exercise? But he does make a good point that if we do it slow and incrementally, it can make a difference. Because he did a study. This was a 3 to 6 month study. First, he makes it clear that any exercise you choose to do should be supine, which means laying down, just because let's take that factor out of the equation. He recommends 30 minutes of exercise 4 times a week, and you can build up to 45 minutes of exercise. The key is to go slow and steady. So he says if after, say, 7 minutes you feel like you're gonna die, stop. And we'll start with 6 minutes and then build from there. Like, no one's trying to be a hero here. Something easy to have at home is you can get those small recumbent pedal bikes that they have on Amazon, just the foot part, and you can sit down while doing that. When patients tried this, they were discouraged and came back after 2 to 3 weeks and said that they didn't feel any better. What they found out was nobody saw improvements until after 6 weeks. Of course not. Thank you again for joining me, Chronics, and remember, hang in there, don't give up, and don't take crap from anyone. I will see you next time.